just realised my mic wasn't on. So I was just chatting away to myself. Basically, I was just saying, yeah, I got lots of work done today. So I thought I'd jump back on and try and, well, maybe finish this off, if not almost finish this off. I was also going to do this tomorrow. But yeah, say I got lots of work done. So I thought I would jump back on here and, well, see if anyone's around who wanted to watch, basically. Right, just checking the last few little bits. Alright, where's my music gone? I had music a minute ago. That seems to have stopped. Why has that stopped? Just be a second, guys. Oh, there we go.
You like your kids to explore online if what they discover is right for them. With YouTube.
Oh, good old ads, even on the free music. Right, well, let's get rid of that and that. All right. Cool. Yeah, like funny. Obviously, I had the mic muted. But what I was saying was, obviously, I was going to finish this off tomorrow. But basically, I got lots of work done today. So I thought I would just crack on, do some more to this. And like I was saying earlier, when I'm working on this, I may as well live stream. Because obviously, I've got everything set up now to make live streaming a whole lot easier for myself. It's just a case of pushing a few buttons and obviously making sure the mic's on and not off. But yeah, I mean, my desk has been a mess all day because literally I did some this morning and I just left the desk as it was, did some wedding editing, and then I thought, well, rather than clear up all the mess, I may as well jump in and just carry on building this while the mess is here, basically. Although from what you can see, your bit doesn't look too bad. It's here, and that way is just piles of sprues, cut sprues, bits and pieces that I've obviously like moulded with the ooey gooey spruey stuff. Yeah, it's just a bit of a mess. But I say, rather than cleaning it up, I may as well just carry on working, and then I can do a big clean up at the end. I said I did actually do something. Yeah, sorry, it's me saying I haven't. I have done some of this earlier. I did a little bit. I couldn't help myself. So I have kind of got obviously the 3 sections kind of going really. So yeah, I'm kind of pleased with how the 3 sections are, because they are obviously modular. So they can, that middle one can be taken out. These 2 can come in. Stairway still goes up, or you could spin one round so it goes the other way. So yeah, I'm trying to make it so you can sort of obviously move bits around and they still sort of interact, basically. So there's a few bits I need to do left. I've just done, obviously this part is a nice sort of stairway bit. I was just going to do the railings. So I've got railings to put all the way round. So that takes a little while. And then I also want to make one more. I mean, if you were here this morning, you'd have heard me say I wanted kind of 3 levels to this. So obviously you've got the top level, the ground, obviously the bottom base level, and then I want to make another smaller little platform, probably somewhere in the middle, that goes over these 2. And then, to be honest, if I can get some more pipes on here, I'll get some more pipes. But as you might be able to see, I've started kind of running smaller little pipes, which is obviously just the Gundam Sprues as they are, which is, so these are pretty cool. Especially the fact that I haven't really used them. And again, just having a few coming down off the main sort of cylinder tank, I think it's quite effective. So yeah, I'm pleased how this is looking. Oh, pardon me. But say there is a lot of cuttings and bits on my desk, and yeah, anyone who knows me knows I don't like working in a mess. So yeah, I'm gonna get these bits done. Once I've done all the cutting up, then I'm gonna have a good old clean up and get rid of all these little bits. I say I've not tried the Gundam sprues in the acetone, so I'm not sure if they melt or not. I think someone did tell me a long time ago that these are actually made from a different kind of plastic. Is it PDE or something? There's a name for different types of plastic, and one of them is the one that obviously melts, like Warhammer sprues, that melts into ooey gooey sprue stuff. And there's another plastic, very similar that doesn't melt. And I'm not sure if this was the other one that doesn't. I mean, there might be someone online who knows. I'm not too sure. Alright, so who have we got? Let's have a look. I can't quite see the button. Right, so, 27 of you so far. That's pretty cool. Not too bad. So we've got Steve. Steve, good to see you again, buddy. Matt, do you work, Steve? Or do you just have me sort of like on in the background waiting to go on? Wookiee Jesus of Nazareth Kashyyyk. Little known fact, Sprue Burger was invented in Kathmandu by Mr. Magoo. Alan, afternoon. Give that man a golden star. Zine, oh, you were here earlier this morning as well, weren't you, buddy? Evening. Only 9 more modular parts to go. Well, I'm kind of hoping, I say my plan is to get this finished tomorrow. But yeah, I did do a little bit more after, obviously, the stream earlier, just because I couldn't resist doing a few bits. In fact, I did quite a lot, actually. I kind of lose track of what I'm doing sometimes, because I generally like do a bit of this, then I do a bit of wedding editing, then I come back, do a bit of this, and then, so I kind of flick between things quite a bit. So yeah, I did get quite a bit done, actually. Because my plan is to definitely get this painted tomorrow, just so I can get it all edited on Thursday. So I'm at a wedding Friday, so I'm going to get this all done by Thursday, uploaded, and then it will go out on Friday though. So, yeah. Obviously I went out earlier, I had some food, so I feel better now for eating food. Flackrat, hello. Steve, you float between the workshop and your work table. Yeah, Zine was here indeed. Had to stream on during home office work. Good old home office work. I do like working from home. It is nice. No real boss, other than myself. Yeah, no annoying work colleagues or any of that kind of thing. So yeah, I like working on my own, but then sometimes I kind of miss not working with others. But I guess you can never have the best of both worlds. Whatever you've got, you kind of want something else, generally. Right. So, again, I should have really had a bit of a tidy up. Because it is a case of there's just bits everywhere. So let's have a little bit of an organisation. Stick me little lonely York dude up there. Yeah, I had a look at the other tubes that I made that were a bit of a disaster. Oh man, this is dried now on this. I can't even get the thing off. Yeah, they are a bit too manky, these ones. So I may make some more tubes tonight. Just because I want to have a few more tubes on here. So it's meant to be like some sort of oil refinery or a gas sort of refinery for the old like Necromunda style game. Although obviously it can be used for, well, any kind of scatter terrain. I'm just obviously classing it as a Necromunda style terrain because that's kind of the feel and look that I'm kind of going for with it, basically. Right, so yeah, so what I'm doing now, as I say, is I want to cut up loads more sort of, I don't know how you can better see that, the railings, basically. Just so I can have railings going all the way around, well, obviously the little pathway thingy. So yes, I've got quite a lot of the Gundam sprues, which is awesome. So unfortunately, I can't remember the name of the chap who sent me these, because these would have been sent, again, I don't know, but at least 9 months, maybe a year. These were sent to me shortly after I started this channel and I started doing all the videos with the sprues. Someone said, oh, I've got a box of Gundam sprues, do you want them? I said, yeah, because I didn't know what they were like. And yeah, so I like the fact that obviously it's nice to have the variety from the Warhammer sort of sprues to the Gundam ones, having that nice sort of roundness to them. Just because they do work well as railings or as pipes, tubes, all that kind of stuff really. So pretty cool. Yeah, so again guys, if you want to ask me a question in particular, if you can put @miniaturehobbyist in your comment, just because it highlights it on my screen. It's only because I don't always look at the text. I do try and sort of read what you write in. But obviously I appreciate as well that some of you guys are just sort of like chatting amongst each other, which is awesome. But yes, if you have got a question that is aimed at me specifically, if you can put @miniaturehobbyist in the comment, just to say a nice big orange block block comes up on my screen, and then I know it's directed at me. So yeah, so I'm going to cut these up. So my plan now, again, this stream, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours. My plan is, say, to get all the railings done for the stairway, and then I want to get another sort of mid-level block here. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do. I might just do a bit of a framework and then cover it with the panels. I mean, these panels are a bit rough and ready. I mean, these were made months ago for something else, which is why when I made these, I didn't make them as smooth as I could. I mean, I might make some panels tonight, smooth ones for tomorrow, or I might use these. I say, because this is going to be like a dark, sort of grim dark sort of look as well. I don't mind if things are a little bit, well, knackered looking, basically, because it is going to get a lot of painting on it. It's going to look a little bit rusty. So, it looking a little bit rough around the edges isn't going to be an issue. Just having a look, seeing which sprues to use. Because the good thing is, because I'm doing obviously railings, I want ones that have got the obviously down bits or up bits, whichever way you're looking at it. Yeah, and then yeah, just go cutting them out really and gluing them on. So I say most of the hard work has been done making these, because the stairway took me quite a while. Just to say, because I always have all my windows open, it's just to let obviously a good lot of fresh air in. But it's been a cold day today, so I must admit I was wearing a fleece earlier. I've just taken it off, but it is quite cold, and I think this glue, it doesn't seem to like cold temperatures because it takes ages. I've been able to glue something and then hold it for like, I don't know, a minute almost. Well, it felt like a minute anyway. Just because, yeah, it was taking forever. Right, where should we start? Let's start up there. Although, I know their ones are going off at weird angles. Where's some straight coming down ones? There we go. So yeah, I hope you guys have all had a good day. I say, yeah, there's me going like months and months without doing streams. Now I'm doing them almost every day, and then 2 today. It's like I just can't get enough of the streams now. Oh, they're bent as well. I say it is all because now I've got everything set back up again. It's just so easy for me to just sort of sit down, push a few buttons, and then yeah, straight into a live stream with you guys, basically. This copyrighted or non-copyright music, I'm not quite sure it's my taste. I might have to have a little flick through in a minute and try and get some different music. So again, when I have been doing a few bits of this, I have been filming it. As I say, because obviously there will be a video out this Friday showing start to finish of the whole process. But obviously it'll be a much shorter video than me doing this real time. Obviously in these live streams, so the video will more than likely be around. Generally, I like my videos around sort of 8 to 15 minutes. I think it's a nice time for a video. Not too short, not too long, just right to sort of sit, watch, get the information, find out how I made it, and if you learn anything from it, great. If not, but again, sometimes people like just to watch videos rather than actually get anything from them. Right, I'm just going to change this music only because I like sort of calming, relaxed music, and that wasn't too bad, but every now and then it went a bit nuts. I can't think what I was listening to this morning, because whatever that was really nice. Let's have a go at this one. Well, the problem is that whenever you, obviously like YouTube, whatever you click on, it's going to come up with ads. that one's better. Right, I haven't been looking at the text at all. Have I missed anything? Oh, no, it looks like Steve's answering any questions, which is cool. Yeah, Steve's been around for quite a while. He knows everything that I do. He knows a lot about the acetone and ooey gooey sprue stuff, nibbly knobbly bits, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Steve's the man. Whatever he answers, I'm sure is probably correct. Talia Rose, hello. This is great. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, nice and simple. Saying there's not a lot to this, as in I haven't had to do too much, I guess. I don't think. But yeah, nice and simple. Oh, this music's a bit loud as well. But yeah, so it's just nice to have a go at making something that is modular and in 3 bits. Just so you can like swap bits out and just have the 2 bits, or flip a bit round, just to sort of change it up. Or yeah, you can obviously move things out however you want. It just seemed fun making something that is sort of truly modular and yeah, and a bit of fun. As I say, different levels. I like different levels in things as well. Right. I will get started in a minute. I just need to get some music. Cause I find it very difficult to work with no sound. Because obviously, wherever you guys are, you're listening to me and whatever else. But if I don't have music on, then where I am, it's definitely quiet, apart from my own voice, which I find strange anyway, my voice. So yeah, I need to have something just playing in the background. But at the moment, I seem to be having problems finding anything I like. Oh, yes, I had this last time. Bit of medieval tavern music. Just so it gets me in the mind of Dungeons and Dragons. So we'll have that. We'll have that playing in the background. Right, let's get cracking. Because obviously my idea is just to spend a couple of hours now, but get these bits done that I want. Just so it's possibly ready for painting first thing in the morning is kind of my plan. Obviously whether that happens or not is another question, but that's what I'm going for. So have you guys all had a good day? Have you done much? You've been working hard, not working, just sitting, chilling, day off? That's what you guys been up to. It's always nice to know. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get the flame out again, guys. Everyone knows I like to set fire to a few little things, but all it is obviously because I've got these going along then going down, rather than obviously just cutting it straight there and put another bit. What I did with some of these bits is obviously get the flame on it, put it over the flame, and then just bend it a little bit. So in fact what I might do is get a long piece to go all the way down, if there is such a piece. Possibly not. Might be able to get something out of that. Left for cash, slaving away in a factory. Oh, bless. Yeah, see, I must admit, I've not had what I would consider a proper job for quite some time. As in, like a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday sort of thingy. Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've had one of them kind of jobs. Yeah, I don't think I could go back to doing sort of 9 to 5. Or more so working for someone else, as in like having a boss. Right. Yeah, so the plan is to get one nice long bit, and then it'll go all along, down, and then bend and along again. So we'll use this one. Envy is still in recovery after spilling none oil. Have you not built one of these? Have you not built one of these, Envy? You get that. You get your oil. Well, not your oil, but your Citadel paint pot. Put it in there, and then look. Simples. You knock it about. I mean, you'd have to. If you gave it a real big knock, obviously it'd fly over. But yeah, it's not going to spill over. The lid stays back. You can put your brush in there, and it's not going anywhere. Nice and simple. I made a video of this. Obviously, it's a simple little thing, but yeah, you won't spill any oil or any paint with that. Wookie has been at work all day and now painting. Awesome. Susan Jensen is on fire. I'm guessing that's kind of referring more to me about to be on fire. Yeah, I'm not going to. Although I was doing something earlier. I don't know if any people saw. It was a few days ago. I was using some of the contact glue, but obviously the nozzle was blocked up because I hadn't used it for a while. Generally, I take this off, hold it with pliers, put it over a flame, and then obviously the glue heats up and then just pours out. But the other day, again when I'm streaming, sometimes I forget to do what I normally do, and so I put it over the flame as it was, gave it a little squeeze, and it turned into a little flamethrower. I mean, we're not talking mega, but it was maybe about an inch, 2 inches flame sort of shooting out of it, and I found that quite funny and chuckled a lot. And I had a little play doing that again earlier today just because I thought it was funny. Again, simple minds, simple pleasures. Yeah. Susan's in a kind of meh mood because her car died. And you don't have the moolah to get the transmission fixed. Oh no. So you're here to watch and not think about it. Awesome. I'll try and take your mind off your poor car. Well, poor you for having a car that's poorly. Anyway. Yeah, you must admit it's October, isn't it? And I'm not doing anything with Orcs because, well, I don't know. I just haven't been doing much with Orcs recently. So now I'm going to sort of D&D. I'm obviously doing different kind of Orcs, spelt differently. Work sucks. Being a kid was much better. Well, you say that, I kind of see myself as being a big kid because obviously this is like part of my work now. I sort of see it. Obviously, it doesn't bring in enough money for me to do this as a full-time thing, but I do see myself as a big kid because obviously my work desk initially, before I started doing this hobby, it was obviously primarily 2 screens, computer, printer, all the paper, files, all that kind of stuff. Whereas now my desk is made up of the 2 screens still, obviously because I need those. But then everything else on my desk is to do with this hobby. All my paperwork, my files, anything to do wedding related is in the drawers. The printer is in a different room. Obviously it's a wireless printer. But yeah, so whereas my desk has gone from being almost like an office kind of desk, it's now gone to being more of obviously a hobby workstation play area. So yeah, so I do see myself as quite fortunate as being a big kid. So yeah, I love it. Alan spent 4 hours riding buses looking for a way to fix a lock. Oh wow, those 4 hours can't be counted as my work. That sucks. Susan's an artist, so yeah, kind of an adult kid. Cool. Yeah, because I used to be a graphic designer as well. I used to work at British Airways, and it's one of the few jobs I've ever had where I used to hate the weekends and I used to love Mondays because I absolutely loved going to work because I'd sit at my computer and it was all internal work that I was doing. So we used to do like books, folders, posters, even board games, a lot of training material for cabin crew. So a lot of the stuff we did was kind of like fun. We did a lot of like strict sort of graphic stuff as well, but we also had a lot of fun sort of graphic stuff. And yeah, I used to love being a graphic designer. It's my favourite. Well, that and photography, my favourite jobs. And obviously YouTube. If this becomes a full-time job, then this will certainly be a favourite job. I'm going to turn the music down. It's all a bit too loud. Right, so I think that looks like that's about right. Right, nip this one down, and then we should start some fire. But I think what we'll do, we will have a go at filming this, because I filmed most of it. I just haven't filmed a bit of this. Oh, cool. This is I'm getting a delivery soon, and this is just to confirm the delivery is turning up on Thursday. And from what I can tell, it's the Army Painter paint, which is pretty awesome. Oh, I'll do that later. It's asking me to do something, so I don't have to do a signature, apparently. Right, so let's get a bit of fire going. Because as we all know, I like a bit of fire, keep me warm. Mainly because I say it's my flat is cold. But the thing is that I don't mind the cold. So, but I like to have fresh air, which is why I've got quite a few windows open. Especially as well, using the glue. If I didn't have the windows open, I think I'd be as high as a kite or on the floor in a coma. So yeah, I like to have the windows open. But say, it has been quite cold today. And I'm not sure if that's why this glue, it's just taken ages and ages to actually dry. Right. So let's see if I've got everything ready. I'm going to put that up. Oh, let's mark a pen so I can mark where I'm going to be bending. The walkway looks cool. Cheers, Susan. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. Again, if I'm happy with how it looks now, I know I'm going to be even happier. Once I get this painted, it will look less like, well, grey plastic sprues and more like a walkway, hopefully. Yeah. So we'll start filming. That's what is me getting a black pen out. This is a black thing, so it's not going to be able to see it. Right, and obviously show the flame. So I reckon about there. Well, this is a pain. Yeah. So all the other ones I've done obviously been different colour, so I've been able to mark on it where I need to bend it. But obviously this being black, and me having a black pen, means I can't quite mark it. And there we go. Hasn't got to bend much, just enough, like that. And it's going to go right down to just the other side of that one. See, I'm being really good now. I'm not setting it. Oh, he says the finger goes on fire. I'm not setting it on fire. Well, not deliberately. Oh, that broke it. Oh well. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do for filming anyway. Any thoughts of making some Star Wars related stuff? Do you mean Penstar just like Star Wars in sort of general, making out of bits and pieces, or do you mean making Star Wars out of sprues? So if it's Star Wars out of sprues, I'm already there. I made the TIE Fighter. Made a TIE Fighter out of sprues. Have you seen that? Again, yeah, I'm missing out a lot of chat. So if you are talking to me, don't get put at Miniature Hobbyist, because I've not really been paying a lot of attention, because there's a lot of chat going on, which is awesome. And so I like to see chat. So yeah, chat. Right. Well, what we're going to do in a minute is get up and close the curtains, because obviously it's getting dark outside and my curtains are open, which means, well, there's not actually many people that can actually see in my room, because I'm on the first floor of a flat, so I'm basically looking out to the flats on the other side of the road. But still don't want them really looking in. But so this is where I'm probably going to hold this glue now for ages. Because earlier on, this glue was just taking forever. It's ridiculous. Lego Stormtroopers. I've got loads of Lego Stormtroopers. Yeah, guys, I don't know if you've seen, but before I made this channel, I had a channel where I used to make Lego animations. And I made, well, recreated a few of the scenes from Star Wars with Lego figures. And I think it was pretty cool, to be honest. So yeah, maybe I should leave a little link and you guys can go and have a look at some Lego animations I did. Well, I think they were about 2-3 years ago now, though. It's crazy how quick time goes. Right, once this is done, I'm going to go and find a link, and I'm going to put a link in so you burn some of the stairs to make a collapsing, even more ruined effect. Now, the problem there is, Alan, I will go nuts and just set fire to the whole thing. Well, that's an idea. Get the thing done, get a video made of it, and then do a little short video. Burn, baby, burn. Yeah, maybe I should do that. See, that's the thing, because obviously I don't really play with these afterwards. So maybe I should just set fire to them and make that into another video. A compilation of burning buildings, or burning terrain. Or just burn everything. Susan is on the top floor, so I have lovely views over everything. Yeah, I would say I've got lovely views. But the reason I went for the top, not top floor, but a sort of not ground floor, is because I like to have my windows open. And I like to have my windows open at night. And I just thought if I have a ground floor, I don't know if I'd feel safe having my windows open at night. I should just take this off. So this is what I mean. So this glue, this is super glue, so this should really set quick, but it's kind of been taking forever today. So I don't know if that is because it's cold. Oh, Steve, you saw the Lego animation? I did a load of like fighting ones as well, like comical fighting ones. Man, see this, I don't know why this is just taking so long. But it can't be the glue, because the glue is sticking my fingers together as fast as it used to, or normally does. It just seems to be the plastic. It's just taking forever. Right, let's hold it there. Yeah, that bit can come off because I didn't like that bit. Right, let's just hold it and see how long I can just hold this for. Penstar, you've inspired me to make some of my own sprue creations. Awesome. Currently working on Blood Bowl and in the future Star Wars. Yeah, see, I went and bought all the Blood Bowl stuff, didn't I? I got a couple of sets of figures for obviously this different sides. I bought the Blood Bowl set, which has obviously got more figures and the boards and the rules and all the rest of it. And it's all still on sprues. I've not taken any of it off. I've not assembled any of it. I've not painted any of it. Yeah, it's all sitting there. I would say one day, but I'm kind of thinking not now, because I was going to make like a Blood Bowl big set. But again, I can't see me making that now either. So I think it's because the only game I really want to play is Dungeons and Dragons. So I think that's kind of be the only one I'm really going to sort of build big boards for. Which is obviously one of the boards I am sort of working on. All those trees you saw me make the other day, 3D printed one, and then the casted ones. That's all for one of the sets I'm making for D&D. Right. Can I let go at all? A little bit. So that's not, that bit's not glued down. Man, I say it's just kind of annoying. Because obviously it's not much fun you guys sitting there watching me just hold this, because it is like watching paint dry. So I was kind of thinking, oh yeah, I'll be able to film this, obviously have you guys there, because I'll be doing bits quite quick, putting a bit on, obviously a bit of glue, sticking it down, moving on, get another bit, stick it down, as opposed to me just holding the piece for like 5 minutes. Yeah, not exactly very entertaining. I'll say, guys, while I'm holding this, if you've got any questions, at Miniature Hobbyist in your comment. It'll come up on my screen, orange, and I'll answer anything. It could be the type of sprue, as some work better with model cement than super glue. Could be well. Yeah, you could be right. Although, yeah, it's hard to say because I think everything I've been gluing today has been different types of sprue. It's not like I've been gluing the Warhammer sprue to other Warhammer sprue. It is me gluing Gundam sprues to Warhammer. So yeah, you're probably right. It is probably the type of plastic. Yeah, maybe I should try the cement glue, see if that works any better. But because generally, obviously, it's a cement glue you have to hold for a good 20 seconds or more for it to really sort of like dissolve and melt into each other. But yeah, Penstar, the Blood Bowl pitch field is my current challenge. Making a dungeon for D&D with fun to do as well. Yeah, so that's what I was going to do. The Blood Bowl pitch, I was going to obviously make the pitch, then make the dugouts, make the stands, put loads of figures, especially now I've obviously got the 3D printer. I was going to go mad and print obviously loads of little figures, print like little like food stands and basically all kinds of things you'd find at a sort of like a stadium was what I was going to do, and obviously all the cheerleaders and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I kind of didn't get around to it. Right, I'm going to let them ones dry, and then because that one's annoying me, maybe I need to get the flame on that one. Yeah, maybe. Right, well while that's kind of drying, let's cut up some other lamps. Just because that's annoying me now. Just because it won't stay down. Right, that one will probably work well for there. Yeah, because the first sort of terrain piece that I'm making for D&D is a nice big board I've got. Obviously, it's going to have the trees. Again, I'm going to make modular sort of systems and terrain. So it's pretty much going to be mostly sort of flocked with grass. It's going to have a bit of a dirt sort of gravel path. But then I'm going to make other bits to go on it. Obviously, the trees will go on it. But I want to make some sort of like cliff, rock faces, some hills. Just sort of undulating terrain to put on it. I would obviously like to also put on there like a little pond or river or lake sort of thing. But yeah, the main thing is to make lots of bits that I can sort of change it and make it look exactly how I want it to look, really. As well as obviously I started making some dungeon tiles as well. Right, so that should be around about there-ish. Yeah, the old Gorilla Glue. We, wasn't paying attention. I wasn't looking. Yeah, we have Gorilla Glue here. That's pretty good stuff. That is well and truly melted that. Wasn't paying attention. There you go, boys and girls. Lesson for today. When you're using flames, always pay attention. It doesn't take much to catch fire. Left for cash, you're using one that's meant for soldering. Oh, wow. That's got to be pretty strong stuff then. Penstar, what kind of 3D printer do I have or recommend? Recommend is difficult because obviously I've only got a few. I've got Anycubic is ones I've got. I've got Anycubic Viper, which is a FDM one, which is pretty cool because it's really good because it's a big size. I mean, I think the plate is like 300 by 300. So for printing obviously terrain pieces, for buildings, all that kind of stuff, yeah, use the FDM one. Relatively cheap, and I say it's just got a big build plate. But then I've also got the Anycubic Photon Mono. Again, that's got quite a big build plate, and that's pretty awesome. And I've also got the Elegoo Mars. And the Elegoo Mars one isn't bad. It's just a very small build plate, so you can't print big pieces, and you can't print lots of pieces. So if you can imagine the... I'll go and get them. Let's have a quick... Oh no, they're all messed up. No, I won't get them out. But yeah, the Elegoo Mars one, the plate I think is probably about 3 inches by about 6 inches, I guess, or that sort of size. But then the Anycubic Photon one is about that size. So that must be around about 6 inches by 9 or 10 inches. So quite a bit of difference, really. Especially obviously if you want to print off one piece or big piece in one go, rather than taking it into software and splitting it. It's a lot easier to obviously print it in one go, obviously. And the fact to say with the Photon, I think I printed off about a dozen minis the other day. So you have like 12 minis come off at once, which is pretty cool. Right, let's see how well or not this one is going to glue. Yeah, that's about right. Cool. Loic Renard, hello from Belgium. Hello, buddy. I probably murdered your first name. Apologies, but Renard. Yeah, it's good to have you here. Tyler Peck, good to have you here too. Anyone else that's joined that I've not seen before? Peter Jones, evening to you. Yeah, I hope you're all well, guys. I say 2 streams in one day, eh? I don't know if you're lucky or unlucky. I'm not too sure. But either way, I say, because I've now got everything set up, so it's nice and easy to live stream. I've literally just got to push a couple of buttons and I'm golden. So yeah, it just makes it a lot easier for me to be able to live stream, obviously when I'm building something basically. And as generally, I would say pretty much every day I am doing something, even if it's only like for an hour or two to do something in between sort of normal work. Yeah, I may as well just sort of do a live stream really. But then obviously there are some days where I won't be doing any other work, it'll just be purely building. So especially come sort of November and December, I will probably be doing a lot more streams and longer streams. So because at the moment I'm still obviously doing weddings and I'm still editing weddings, but come mid-November I should be done all my editing, and I've got no weddings in November. So yeah, come mid-November through to December, I will probably be doing a lot more longer live streams. I'm just going to go and shut my blinds because, well, they're open. Yeah, so we were saying earlier about Star Wars. Obviously this I made out of sprues. Right, blow that out because I set myself on fire. Yeah, so all of this is sprues apart from obviously the chap that's in there. And I kind of tried to make him look like a stormtrooper. So yeah, everything on here is sprues. And again, this is what I was saying about earlier, the centre bit is made from that silicone mould, where I can then make sort of like half dome-y bits. Obviously the wings are just sprues cut, sanded, and then stuck together. And that took me a long time. So obviously it's a case of cutting the sprues, cutting the nibbly-knobbly bits off, but then every one of the sprues I sanded down just to make it smooth. Because as much as you cut the nibbly-knobbly bits off, sometimes there are obviously still bits on there. And if there's bits on there, when you try and glue them together, they obviously push each other apart and make gaps. And I didn't want any gaps. So yeah, the wings on this probably took longer than anything. But obviously I love Star Wars, and this is one of my favourite vehicles. This and the Millennium Falcon. And funny enough, the Millennium Falcon was another vehicle that I was going to have a go at making. Not necessarily just with sprues, but scratch sort of building it. But I've not got around to that yet, but that is something I would still like to make. But yeah, so making that out of sprues was pretty cool. So that's one of my so I think I've got 3 favourite things. I've got this. I've got there's an Orc Wizard Tower I made out of sprues. And that's the video I was talking about earlier where I made them out of individual bricks. So basically it was getting a sprue, cutting it into like 5-6mm lengths, and then cutting like 400, 500, 600 or whatever it was of those, and then individually gluing them on. So this is my favourite. The castle's my favourite. But I think you kind of know what my all-time favourite thing of sprues is. I'll give you a second. So guys, if you can think of what my all-time favourite thing that I've made out of Sprues is. I've got it beside me. I'll show you it in a second. A lot of you probably know what it is. But yeah, my number one thing that I've made from Sprues. See if you guys can guess. David Graham, do I have a link to my wedding photography? You're on the hunt for one at the moment. Yeah, I can put my link. Obviously, I am in the UK, in Hampshire. So southern England is where I am. But yeah, I can put a link. Right, let's... Right. 2 seconds while I find out what it is. Right, I'll give you the link to my Facebook. That's kind of generally where I get most of my work come through, I guess. Right, so this is my link to my wedding photography. Let's have a quick look what we've got. Envy is from Wisconsin even. United States. Tyler Peck, that's impressive. Cool. Steve, where's our burger? Yes. TIE Fighter is... So you think the TIE Fighter is awesome? So, Susan Jensen, yeah, I like your picture. Although it's not quite as good as what I've made. But this is my all-time favourite thing, guys. For anyone new here, I kind of think that you can make pretty much anything out of Sprues if you put your mind to it and you kind of think about how you're going to make it. So my all-time favourite thing that I've made from Sprues is this. It's my rather large quarter pounder with cheese. It's hollow. And yeah, it's a Sprue Burger. And this is the thing that I've made that I think is my favourite thing of everything I've ever made. I think even Sprues or anything I've ever made. This is my favourite, mainly because it makes me smile. Every time I look at it, I chuckle. Because it's just so random, so bizarre. Obviously, it doesn't have anything to do with any kind of tabletop gaming, Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons, anything. It doesn't have anything to do with anything that I really make on this channel. It is just completely and utterly random. But every part of this is Sprue. There's nothing else in this apart from Sprue, glue, and paint. So yeah, so this is probably going to be always my favourite thing I've ever made. But I just love it. I think it's just funny. Well, I do need to make some fries. My kids keep telling me I need to make some fries to go with this, like McDonald's fries in the packet, and a milkshake. So one day I think I will make the fries and the milkshake just to sit beside this, just because this is my all-time favourite thing. Peter Jones, is the Great Unclean One my favourite? No. I did enjoy it. See, the Great Unclean One, that's the thing that started off this whole Sprue mania, I think. I made the Great Unclean One. So I don't even know how I got into making the Sprue goo. I think there was a video before the Great Unclean One where I made this, but for something different. I can't remember if I made this to use as like a filler. I'm really not sure. I did something with this, and then that then gave me the idea of making the Great Unclean One with this. And the Great Unclean One was my first sort of proper build or proper make with the Sprue goo. And then it all kind of went crazy from there, I guess. But yeah, so I do like the Great Unclean One purely because it kind of set me off down this this road of sprue making. Because obviously you can make quite a lot of stuff with sprues sort of as they are, but you can make a shed load of stuff with the Sprue glue or Sprue goo even. So yeah, the Great Unclean One set me on my path. But yeah, I do love it, and the fact it's just like it's not just that it's a burger, it's a mega, it's a 1 pounder, or it might even be a 2 pounder, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's a big burger. Anyway, so that's my favourite, and I can't see anything topping this, except obviously when I get the full set of this, the fries and the milkshake. So one day I'll make them. David's in Manchester. Yeah, just up the road. Hey, well, David, if you pay for overnight accommodation, I'll happily come to Manchester and photograph a wedding. Steve should go into the Guinness Book of Records. Well, it should do, because it's the only... Well, I'd like to think it's the only Sprue Burger out there. But you never know. There might be someone who made it 10 years ago. So that's the weird thing about this kind of hobby. As much as you think you may have come up with an idea, there's a fair chance it could have been invented, or not invented, but it could have been done by someone a long time ago. But yeah. It's like the size Big Macs used to be. Yeah, I think, well, as a kid, I mean, that's the size you kind of imagined they were. Because they really were, would have been like, yeah, 2 hands just about fits around it. Right, so that bit's dried. Let's see if we can get this other little bit down. Just because otherwise it's going to annoy me. Oh, there's hardly any of these stuck down. Right, here we go. Back to holding this for the next 5 minutes. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Right. Any questions? Anything anyone wants to know? Misery Airsoft, first time viewer, and join in just to see a burger. But as I said, that burger is kind of like the rarity. That's not what I normally make. That was definitely a one-off. I'm not even sure why I made it. I think I made it just purely because I wanted to see just what I could make out of sprues. And rather than making something sort of terrainy out of sprues, or a vehicle, or like a tank, which is like the main kind of things you can make out of sprues, I think that's why I thought, well, what's the most random thing to make out of sprues? And obviously I like burgers, so it kind of seems sense that we're going making a burger. Peter Jones could make a fast food restaurant for scenery and put that on a roof. Yeah. Well, so when I first made it, I think a lot of people said, oh, you could put some wheels underneath it, stick an Orc on top, and it'll be some sort of, well, Orc vehicle. Yeah. Have I tested other stuff? No. As I say, these Gundam sprues, it was like Susan was saying a minute ago, I'm having problems gluing these to the Warhammer sprues. So these are obviously a different kind of plastic. I haven't tried these in acetone, but I'm kind of thinking these aren't going to melt. And so there was someone who told me, this months and months ago, about 6, 7, 8 months ago, someone told me the differences in the types of plastic, and there's a name. I don't know, it's like PDE plastic or something. There was some sort of abbreviation for plastic, and there's obviously 2 types, one that is and one that isn't, as in like ferrous metal and non-ferrous metal. But it's something with plastics, and one of them is the one that obviously melts in acetone, and the other one is the one that doesn't. And I've got a feeling these are the ones that don't. I'm not too sure. Narfi, yeah, crafting while hungry ends up with strange results. It does. Yes, it can lead your mind to making burgers out of plastic. Chapter Master Lexicus, evening to you, buddy. Hope you're well. I don't know if it was you who made it, but didn't you also make like a burger mimic? No. I know what a mimic is, but yeah, no, I haven't made a burger mimic. Well, that'd be cool though. But I might put you off burgers though, so I probably wouldn't want to make one of them. No, who am I kidding? It wouldn't put me off burgers. Mitre Bond sticks anything to anything. Yeah, well, I say normally I don't have any issues with this glue. I say this glue normally works fine. I say it's obviously sticking my fingers as well as it normally does. I think it really just doesn't seem to like this type of plastic, because I really am having to hold for a lot longer than you'd kind of expect. And I even had to go out using the cement glue earlier. It seemed to be the same as the super glue, as in it would eventually work. It just took a lot of holding, which is obviously a bit of a pain, because obviously it's called super glue, so you kind of expect it to live up to its name and be super and work sort of pretty well and pretty quick. But hey ho, sometimes in this hobby you just can't rush whatever you're doing. Well, unless you get the flamethrower out and set fire to it, and then that might stick it all. Let's have a go glue in the very end as well. That's matched up just nicely there. So we'll do that. Although it's funny because quite often when I'm building things, what I've started doing is instead of using glue, I've used the UV resin. I don't know if you guys have used this much. I've probably used it more as a glue than to make sort of ponds and puddles. So obviously put a bit of the UV resin on. Get your little, oh, not in the eye though. Get your little fluorescent UV light. Put it on there, and obviously it dries like seconds, instantly. So I have been doing that quite a bit, just because I say it's instant. And so I'm kind of tempted to do it here, to be honest. Yeah, because this is just. Because that's the weird thing. It's saying that the glue just seems to sort of just stay wet for so long. Again, I don't know if that's the temperature, because it is pretty cold in here. In fact, you know what I am? I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cheat. You call super glue brute, splash it all over. Yeah, good old Henry. Yeah, so a bit of cheating and say this is what I've done on quite a few builds. Yeah, a little drop of that. Plus, it doesn't look too bad. It's almost like it's sort of like a weld mark, so it's not out of place really. But if anyone asks, I use super glue and cement glue. I didn't use the expensive UV stuff to glue something to something else. But as I say, right job for the right tool and all that, eh? And again, sometimes my videos are how not to do things as opposed to how to do things. So I'm here to make the mistakes to save you guys from doing it. Right, well, there's two railings done in half hour. That's pretty good going, I think. Oh, I've got some coke left. Shake the glue, it tends to settle, making it ineffective. Possibly. You could well be right there, Mark. I've never had any issues before using this on just sort of normal Warhammer sprues. Generally, it does sort of stick a Warhammer sprue to another Warhammer sprue within sort of like 5-10 seconds. But I'm normally sticking anything to anything. This normally works really well. It does just seem to be these Gundam sprues are different. And as I say, my room is cold at the moment because I've got all the windows open. Right, there you go. Cool. Yeah, so right, let's get a few more bits on here. Say, I'm kind of not far. Well, I'm not far from finishing it, but obviously, as you guys know, when I do a live stream, I tend to work a lot slower because obviously I do a lot more chatting, a lot more gassing, and a lot less work. So yes, if anyone who has just joined, where you been? No, not really. Yeah, so obviously modular terrain, and obviously modular terrain is so you can move it about, make different sort of arrangements with it. So I'm kind of building this. So the problem is though, my work desk, because I have been sort of using the hot glue gun and obviously the little flame, my mat is now a bit undulating. So these bits, I normally have to push these right at the back to find a nice flat area. So basically I'm trying to work on it so I'm having all three sort of like that as a sort of starting thing. So that's why they're all going to link up, and so I'm going to have another sort of level down the bottom here, just like a mid-range sort of level. Then obviously the idea is you can obviously change it around obviously for different games. So you could have sort of that one there, and obviously it still meets up, or even turn that one around and slot it back in, or even just have them weird. I guess you could have it however you wanted, or just have them completely separate. There's no need to even have them sort of touching. So yes, that's kind of what my plan was with these. Obviously in the range of modular. Plus then obviously you could make more of these to obviously make this a much bigger sort of piece. Because basically I was kind of going for like a Necromunda sort of style thing. And this was going to be some sort of like gas refinery or oil refinery, which is why I've got obviously like one big tank here. The other thing I'm going to have more of, which I need to make some tonight for ready for tomorrow, is pipes. Because the last lot of pipes I got making last night, for some reason, have come out diabolically. And it's still soft, which is weird. Because this was rolled out last night. So typically it should really only take 8 hours for this to be rock hard. But this is still soft, which is quite weird. So I'm not too sure why it's still soft. Unless, again, because it's cold. I'm not too sure. So again, as much as I've sort of messed about with and I've made things with Sprue goo, I'm obviously still no master or expert at what it does and why it does it. And I say it could be because of the temperature. The temperature might be keeping this soft. I'm not too sure. But either way, I'm waffling now. I want to make some more pipes to have more pipes on this, because I want to make it more like a refinery with lots of pipes and tubes and bits and pieces. Yeah, and then tomorrow I should have this done and then ready to paint. And then I'm going to get some. I'm going to make some like stencils transfers up to put on here. So I don't know if you've seen one of my videos. I've done little stencils of numbers, like the army sort of numbers. So I'm going to have them on the tank, and on the base I'm going to have like the old black and yellow sort of checkered warning sort of things as well, just to sort of break up the colour. Having stencils is a good way of doing things. Oh, cheers, Chapter Master Lexicus, for the donation. Much appreciated. Keep up the good work. Regards, Michael Lee. Cheers, buddy. I'm probably still going to call you Chapter Master because I got a memory like a sieve. And even though you've said your name is Michael Lee, I will forget your name is Michael Lee. Because to say, honestly, I have got such a bad memory. It's untrue. It really is. But no, very much appreciate the donation, buddy. Thanks for that. Yeah, so any donations, guys, or even like the Patreon, every bit of money I get from this channel goes back into this channel and me buying more bits and pieces. Obviously, I've got a few companies that kind of sponsor me by sending me stuff. But obviously, I still buy a lot of stuff as well, like the liquid resin and the silicone rubber you saw me use a few days ago. Obviously, I bought a big lot of that. I think it was about £60 for that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's a great hobby, but sometimes some of the bits can get expensive. So, yeah, I really appreciate any sort of help. But again, guys, just sharing my videos, leaving comments on my videos, hitting the thumbs up is very much appreciated at all. It's very much appreciated as well. That's what I should have said. So yes, if you can share the videos, guys, please do so. And obviously, if you get bored, then yeah, go and watch my videos. Go and watch some of the older ones. It's quite funny to say. I like to watch some of my older ones sometimes, just to see how I've edited them, just to see how I've made them. And yeah, I think it's quite funny to watch videos that I've made. Obviously now I've had the channel for 14 months. So some of the videos are obviously like a year old, which is just nuts. But yeah. Yeah, no, cheers, Michael. That's say much appreciated, buddy. Malanok just popped to say, I love the Sprue baseboard. Yeah, so these little boards come out really well. I was really pleased with how they look. I say, although I almost kind of prefer the underneath because of the like the skin sort of texture and the animal texture that came underneath. So you can almost use the boards that way for different sort of things. But yeah, I think it's just a good way of making a nice sort of flat board. And obviously, if you've got sprues, like I'm sure most of you have, if you're into like Warhammer, tabletop gaming, figures and all that kind of stuff, having all these sprues, this is a perfect thing to do with them, I guess. Turn them into like boards to make a bit of terrain for your gaming, really. Pretty cool, I guess. The Unbroken Barb, next build definitely needs to be Nurgle flesh terrain. Yeah, again, yeah, I think they would be just awesome for yeah anything Nurgle-y like. Peter Jones, the glue stays wet for hours. The goo takes 8 hours to get rock hard. Such relatable problems. Hey, I wouldn't know. I'm single. Yeah, it's been a while. Cool. Right, let's get back to putting some more more, I was going to call them trellis, not trellis, handrails. Well, it's kind of like trellis in a weird kind of way. Right, let's make sure that flame is out, because I can see me moving that around, and all of a sudden at the corner of my eye, I'm going to see a bit of a flame going on. As much as I like to have the flame going on, I like it to be a controlled flame and not a, well, hey, the place is going up flame. Well, that being said, let's say using this as a little flamethrower, so much fun. But I shouldn't do that, because I shouldn't encourage people to do that. Right, what am I doing? Railings. More railings. So my desk is such a mess. So you can only see this bit here that you see. There's another like 3 foot of stuff, and it's bugging me a bit now, I must admit, because it has been on my desk most of the day. Well, from this morning, basically, guys. Yeah, that one's got a good bit. It could be some handrails. Susan, we kind of all think maybe if you send the contact points for glue for a few seconds. I'll sand the contact points, yes. Oh yeah, I must admit, when I'm cutting these, I'm not getting a perfectly nice flush thing. It's really weird, yeah, because with the Warhammer sprues, when you cut them, obviously, depending on what side of these you use, you cut them on the side that is obviously the flatter side, you do get a nice sort of clean cut. Whereas these almost seem to not break apart, but they don't seem to cut as nice as the general sprues or the Warhammer sprues. So yes, I know what you're saying. The contact point isn't as flat, flush, or as much as it should be. Well, I guess that's what I think you're saying. It might be the gun parts stick better because of the type of plastic. Yeah. But say it's nice to use something different to then see if there is problems with using something different. Because obviously I always use Warhammer sprues, so I kind of know. Well, I kind of know that they are going to stick to each other, obviously with super glue or the contact. Whereas yeah, Gundam sprues, the unknown entity. It doesn't help that I'm eyeballing this, so sometimes some of these parts of the railings are going to be a little bit higher or lower than others. But hey ho. Yeah, I still don't know why that camera, the white balance or the focus, or I don't know, it just gets darker and lighter, and I don't know why. There's no reason to, because the light in here doesn't change, especially now. Obviously, it's pitch black outside. Yeah, I don't know why it does keep changing. All right. Yeah, so I don't know about you guys, but I am looking forward to when I get paint on this, just because I know it's going to look a whole lot better with paint on. So do many of you guys out there play Necromunda? Because it does seem that obviously me doing obviously this build with Sprues and Necromunda seems to be getting a lot more attention than obviously some of my other obviously live streams, which I kind of obviously appreciate and understand. You're only going to watch a live stream if it's something that obviously interests you. But yes, I was just wondering, out of interest, do a lot of you guys that are currently watching this play Necromunda? So it does seem to be becoming quite a popular game. As in, I've seen a lot more videos aimed at Necromunda and terrain making in the last sort of month, really. So yeah, I'm just wondering if it's sort of taken off more for some reason. Emperor Hadrian, the mold release can also get smeared with the cut of the Gundam sprues if they haven't been washed. Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm with you. maybe. Well, plus, I mean, in general, the Gundam sprues are shinier and smoother. So it's not like there's an oil or anything on them, but they are just generally a smooth plastic, as opposed to the Warhammer ones, which obviously while they are still smooth, they're not like glossy. So that's the word I'm looking for, glossy. So yeah, so obviously they're both smooth, but the Gundam ones definitely are like a glossy sort of feel to them. So maybe they are not necessarily coated, but yeah, I mean it's definitely got to be a different sort of plastic. Susan, yeah, and scratch building, all kinds of stuff can be a big challenge. Sometimes to hold stuff, I have used liquid nails and JB Weld before. Yeah, so that's why obviously I have the super glue, the cement glue, and I say now I use that UV resin as a glue, because obviously it doesn't matter what it is, you put a bit of UV resin over it, and then also shine the light over it and it will harden. But it's not necessarily the best of glues, because even though it hardens, it obviously hardens like a plastic, so it can be snapped off. So what I have been doing is I've been, again, a bit of all sorts, using the UV glue just to instantly sort of keep it together. Well, I'd rather put a bit of glue on first and then the UV, and then a bit of glue afterwards, just so my bases are covered and it's got all sorts on it. Oh, pardon me. Wookie, sorry, is that Wookie or Wooklee? Oh, it's Wooklee, isn't it? Again, give me glasses after, yeah. Wooklee, he's painting his Orlocks. Ooh, madam, watch out for your Orlocks. And Andreas would love to play Necromunda. It's my favourite game, although I got no one to play with. Oh no, it's all 40k here. David Graham, not really want to dabble in Necromunda, but just got Kill Team. Yes, it does seem to be. It does seem in the last month or so, I've noticed there's a lot more recommendations and recommended videos on Necromunda. So it does seem to be something that is becoming a lot more popular with people, or like you guys are saying, it's something you want to play, which is why probably the videos are becoming more popular, because people are watching more Necromunda videos, just to see obviously what it's all about, really. Yeah, Hadrian doesn't play it, but the build type is interesting for making hangers for Gunpla. Yeah, because I like the style of the terrain, because a lot of their terrain does seem to be more like industrial sort of buildings, refineries, and I say there's a lot more levels. Whereas I've noticed with a lot of the Warhammer 40k stuff, it's obviously like a big open playing field. Obviously, some sort of like grassy areas or high areas, low areas, some buildings. Whereas the Necromunda seems to definitely take more action and more in a place of lots of varying heights. And walkways, gangplanks, stairs, ladders, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, Henrik has a Necromunda project in the queue waiting, but just getting better at catching your live builds. Susan likes all kinds of stuff. Haven't played in years, but you like to paint a lot. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm enjoying painting more now. I think it's because I'm painting the figures. I think some terrain or the vehicles. I'm not fussed on painting vehicles. Whereas painting the figures, like the little mini figures, I am enjoying that a lot more. That's why I've got, obviously, you can see quite a few over there. But yeah, I've got loads of sort of like D&D figures, like warriors, wizards, clerics, all kinds of things in between. So I started printing off loads of those, and I've got them to paint. But so that's why I'm waiting for the army war paints to turn up, which is going to be Thursday, which is going to be pretty cool. So they're sending me their Dungeons and Dragons paint set, as well as they got a few like quick washes. So yes, I'm looking forward to trying them as well. Right, if we just trim that off, that should keep it quite neat. Cool. Yeah, so a couple more bits. Oh, it's this. So this mat is it is cream crackered. It really is. I'll probably they do for up there. They do fly. Alright, let's have a quick look. I haven't looked to see how many likes there are on this video, guys. It's currently telling me there's 41 people watching. So, is it going to have 41 likes? Or more? Or less? Let's have a look. We have... Oh, 96 likes. Awesome. Oh, and I haven't even liked it. There we go. 97. Because I was obviously going to shout out, can everyone give it a thumbs up? But it looks like you've all given it a thumbs up. Which is, yeah, pretty cool, guys. Nice. Or if you haven't given it a thumbs up, now's the time. Let's get over 100. Oh, we have. Well, you jumped it up. 99. 102. You guys are awesome. So it's a simple little thing, guys, when you hit the like button. But it really does mean a lot to me because it really does affect the algorithms and YouTube's liking or understanding of how well a video is doing. So yeah, so the simple thing of clicking the thumbs up, 107, God, it's storming up, and obviously leaving a comment as well. Even if your comment is just to say hi, that really does affect the channel, that video quite a lot. Yeah, because YouTube sort of sees it as interaction, and yeah, YouTube, it kind of loves interaction because obviously it means whatever that video is doing, people are liking it, and hopefully they'll watch more videos, which is kind of what obviously YouTube wants. YouTube wants you to get on YouTube and just stay there all day, which I'm sure a lot of people do. So I know I do. I mean, literally as soon as I wake up, I turn my computer on, I log on to Facebook. Obviously, I've got several emails. I log on to the work emails, emails for this, and yeah, YouTube goes straight on, and then it's on all the time. I'm not obviously always watching something on YouTube, but yeah, it is sort of there all the time. So I think yeah, YouTube obviously loves the people coming on and then just staying on. So yeah, so if you haven't, go and watch my back catalogue. Just go through and watch all of them. They're awesome. Watch all the videos. Henrik, Necromunda sounds awesome, and with the added mechanics like ammo, starters, more cover rules. Well, I think that's why. Yeah, I think that's why a lot of the terrain for Necromunda is levels and bits and pieces. So there does seem to be a lot more line of sight. And yeah, I was watching something earlier on, and it was sort of saying that obviously part of the reason why there are a lot of obviously like walkways, and you'll find there'll be a lot of walkways that obviously end, and there'll be like a big vat or something at the bottom. Because apparently you can, when you shoot someone, if they're within a certain distance of an edge, they can fall off. So yes, I think there's quite a lot of tactics to it. Obviously, say line of sight is obviously always one of the main ones in any kind of game. But yeah, that's why I think it does seem the terrain does seem to be lots of levels, just because it adds something to it, which is pretty cool. Farseer Andy Man, hello from the USA. Love your videos, always inspiring. Cheers, buddy. So what part of the USA are you from? It's always nice to know where people are from. Twisted Monkey loves the channel. Awesome. Cheers, buddy. I love your name, Twisted Monkey. Well, I love monkeys. Not as much as I love orcs. I love orcs first, then probably monkeys. Jacob Mech, hello all the way from the Czech Republic. Hello. Cool. Awesome. Emperor Hadrian, you're from Japan. Oh, wow. What time is it in Japan? I mean, if it's 7:30, well, 20 to 8 here, must be about 2, 3 in the morning, isn't it? Blimey. Yeah, guys, wherever you are, can you put the time on there? As in, right, if it's like AM, PM, it's like here it's 7:37. So I'm guessing it's something 37 where you guys are. Omaha, Nebraska. Cool. Yeah, if you can write down what time it is. Again, I say this all the time, but I just love it, the fact that you guys are watching. I say where I am, it's 20 to 8 in the evening. Obviously, it's pitch black in the UK now. But I just love knowing where you guys are, and obviously, a lot of you guys could be the afternoon, could be midday, or say the dude in Japan. That's got to be about 3 in the morning, surely 3, 4 in the morning. Fast Man, that's in the middle of the nation. We live Was that Live or Love? Necromunda out here too. 1:38 p.m. Poland, awesome. Description UK 7:38. That's what I've got that time. Awesome. Season 2:38. Ninja Ginger 7:38. That DK, is that Danish? Is that 8:38? London 7:38. Yeah, so Emperor Hadrian 3:38 in the morning. What are you doing up? Are you night shift or just insomniac? Or I don't know. But yes, I love it. I love just knowing that you guys like just different times of the day. And say I'm sitting in my flat all on my own. It's pitch black outside. But obviously some of you guys can be obviously like in the USA. Lovely and sunny, gorgeous weather. And here I am in the cold. So Andreas, what he likes is the evolving aspect of the gang. Old members get injured and die, or succeed and get better. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Florida, 2:38. Nice. It's got to be warm, lovely and warm in Florida, isn't it? I haven't been there for years. 8:39 Sweden. Yeah. Emperor, you work nights. That explains it. I say, this seems strange. Yeah. Yeah, sort of 20 to 4 in the morning. Have I ever incorporated electrical bits in my builds like a house fan? I did obviously a printer one. I don't know if you've seen that recently. That was, well, I say recent, a month or so ago. I took an old printer apart and I made a tank out of the printer. But in regards to like full-on electrical bits, to be honest, the problem I've got is I don't have many electrical things, well, that I would want to take apart. Well, it's like the old days. Obviously, you have that VCR. The VCR would be just full of lovely stuff to scratch build with. But yeah, obviously VCRs. Nobody has VCRs anymore. Yeah, LED lights. Yeah, I've not taken anything like purposely apart and taken lights and bits out. Obviously, I've made some bits with LED lights that obviously I bought from Amazon. But to be honest, I don't really have anything electrical that I could take apart, or certainly nothing that would have decent bits in it. Obviously, I've got my Xbox, I could take that apart, but I think I'd be a bit gutted, and I think my son would be upset because I played Minecraft with him on that. So, yeah. Groovy Tank Main 420. Haven't played Necromunda, but it looks like fun. Is kit bashing a thing in Necromunda? It's 2:40 p.m. where you are. Well, kit bashing is a thing anywhere, really, I would have thought. Especially when it comes to like making terrain. Then yeah, I would have thought everyone would have a go a bit of kit bashing, just because it's cheaper. Especially if you like obviously kit bash from rubbish. You can make some awesome terrain from just general household sort of junk. Obviously, say you can always make stuff out of sprues, but like I was saying yesterday, there's a lot more preparation involved. Like to make certain bits, like the top of the gas tower thingy, I had to also get the silicone mould, put the ooey gooey stuff in it. Well, first of all, you have to make the ooey gooey stuff. So there's like 7-8 hours cutting up sprues, leaving them in the acetone overnight. Then you got to make them into the mould, then leave that for 7-8 hours. So there's a lot of gaps in between. Whereas obviously, if you just take general trash, I say I'd built this sort of modular terrain, like scratch built out of just general plastic junk, I probably would have made this in about 3 hours, because I'd have had all the junk with me, I'd have cut all the bits, glued them all together, job done. But with the sprues, there's a lot of in-between time waiting for things to harden or soften, said the actress to the bishop. So yeah, there's a lot of in-between time, whereas if you're scratch building, it's a whole lot quicker. So if I was scratch building this, I probably would have done this in one sitting, in one session, and it would have taken about 3 hours to get it all done. And it would have been just as much fun, because I like scratch building as I like building stuff out of sprues. But also I love 3D printing stuff as well, just because I can 3D print whatever I want, or whatever I can find on Thingiverse and all those other lovely sort of sites. So, yes. Twisted Monkey, on scratch building, could I make an old school Rhino or Land Raider? Probably. Yeah, so I think you can almost make anything if you put your mind to it and you get the right bits and pieces. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys watch Studson Studios, and did you see that latest thing he made The old, I forgot what it's called. What's it called? That thing that Studson made. The walk-in house thingy. Castle. Oh, Howl's Moving Castle. Yeah, did you see that? I mean, that was just awesome. And that's obviously made from junk. But obviously you get the right bits of junk and you change it. Again, painting them. Once things are painted, junk doesn't look like junk. It looks like bits of metal or bits of wood or whatever it is you're making it to look. So yeah, I mean, that thing he made was just amazing. It really was. I might take that bit. Acetone's a really handy chemical. Even clean your old brushes with acetone works like a charm. Really? Would it not melt the glue that holds the things together? Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm generally asking. Would it not melt the stuff? Andreas actually bought nail polish remover with acetone. Tried to melt my nibbly bits. Who are, madam? 2 days later, it hasn't melted one bit. Fake marketing. There's no acetone. Well, yeah, you say that. I mean, this is ages ago. I went to my local Boots to get some nail polish remover from there. Just because normally I ordered stuff from Amazon, but I wanted something straight away. So I went to my Boots, had a look at all their nail polish remover. Sorry, my music stopped, so I just want to push it. Yeah, I went to get the nail polish remover, but it actually said on the bottle, acetone free. And it's like, well, that's no good. What use is that to me? And that's the only one they had. They only had acetone free nail polish remover. I say this is months ago. So that's why I don't even bother going to the shops to buy any now. I only get it off on Amazon. What's his name again? Who made Howl's Moving Castle? Studson Studio. Yeah, it's funny because he's a guy that I contacted I don't know, 5-6 months ago to do a collab with. Because at the time I had, well, a shed load more subscribers than him. And we were trying to do a collaboration, but we couldn't seem to work out times and dates and things. And then about a month or two after that, he did something and his channel just blew up. And then he did the Howl's Moving Castle and his channel has like blown up again. And yeah, I mean, the things he makes is really good. Plus his style of editing. So when I edit my videos, I don't find my editing style very exciting. Because I go through the process of what I've done. But if you watch Studson's stuff, he has a lot of humour in his, and a lot of like visual pictures and aids and other stuff. So yeah, very interesting and very entertaining, as well as obviously very good builds. So it's kind of understandable that his channel has just gone nuts. Yeah. Yeah, acetone's good to get super glue off. Yeah, everyone's saying that. Yeah. Plus, I mean, I've got plenty of acetone. So it's not like I ever... Well, yeah, there has been occasions where I've not had acetone in the house. Try going to the paint shop. Guess they'll have the real stuff there. Yeah, fancy the nail polish makers now removing the acetone that we need. Just outrageous. How are we doing on time? I can't even see what time it is. Time is 10 to 8. What time did I start? Oh, 6:15, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm going to go till sort of, I don't know, 8:15, 8:30ish. I don't know. Well, if you guys are still there, I guess I'll keep going. Well, basically, I wanted to get this bit done. So, yeah, I wanted to get the railing done. And say one more piece to go in the middle, just to add another height. And then I'm going to make some tubes up with the ooey gooey stuff. But so I'll make them tonight, and hopefully they'll be ready tomorrow, just so I can put some more sort of pipes, channels, tubes. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm quite pleased with how the things sort of look. It's quite a simple sort of staircase. But yeah, quite cool. And obviously having these rungs is pretty handy, because obviously you can sort of like slot his thing in. so he can sort of like stand on these. I don't know, can he still stand in there? I made that too thin. Oh no, he can still stand. Yes, it's quite cool doing the steps with like the rungs, just because he can stay on whatever sort of area you put him on. So obviously they do have their movement where they can move so many sort of feet in one turn or whatever. Yeah, start down the bottom, start going up, get shot, and then roll back down. Different strength of acetone than nail polish kind. I'm not sure, because I'm sure the nail polish that I first got, the acetone was 99.8% or whatever. So yeah, so I don't know, because I think that is a pretty strong acetone, 99.8. You can't get much better other than 99.9 and 100. I'm not sure. Right, anyway, let's crack on. Let's get these few more bits done, because I do tend to waffle quite a lot. But that's why I do find doing live streams quite funny, because I'm not normally a super chatty guy, or I chat, but I always chat with purpose. Whereas on these live streams, I seem to chat with waffle. I don't know why. Well, I think I do. It's because I'm sitting in a room on my own. As much as you guys are there, and obviously I can tell you're there because I can see a number on my screen. Seeing a number isn't quite like seeing a person. So in regards to me chatting, I am quite literally chatting to myself, which was really, really strange. When I first did my first few live streams, I found it so difficult, so bizarre, and I always worried that I'd have nothing to say. Whereas now, I seem to not be able to shut up. Yeah, very bizarre. Oh. Yeah, good old eyeballing. Don't need to measure here. Put that tape measure away. Yeah, it's about the same height. True, so I don't know. Nothing wrong with waffling. Well, I guess when I waffle, it breaks up the silence for you guys, because I do know from obviously like previous sort of live streams that you guys tell me that quite often you've got me on in the background, so you're doing something else and I'm kind of just on. So you might not necessarily be watching what I'm doing all the time, but you obviously can hear what I'm doing. So yeah, so that's quite funny that you're almost here just to hear me waffle rather than see what I'm doing. But I say, I don't mind. I'm just glad you guys are here, because you guys being here watching me again helps my channel out, which is always cool, and we get to have a bit of fun. And I get to moan how much I hate super glue sometimes, because it's just not doing anything. Mad Max Gaming, now he's got to order some waffles. Well, that was kind of me earlier on. Earlier on when I did my stream this morning, I mean, I started at 11 and I finished just after 2, I think. Was it after 2? I think so. I was starving by the end of it, because all I'd had is a couple of bananas in the morning. And the problem is, once I get hungry and then I start thinking about food, and even more so when I start talking about food, then that's it. I'm just hungry. Oh, but I did well. Yeah, if anyone was here this morning, I said I was going to get a Tesco's and I was going to buy a naughty ice cream, because every time I go to Tesco's, for some reason I buy ice cream now. I did really well. I didn't go out. I did find some food in my freezer. So I didn't go out. I didn't have my naughty ice cream, which was good. But I got my kids coming over tomorrow, so I always get naughty food in when I pick them up from school. And Susan had waffles for breakfast. Nice. Right, there we go. My finger is stuck to the bottom of it. Ta-da! Is it by magic? The glue worked. For a change. Right, use that little bit there. Andreas actually sitting painting, so your live stream is great listening to and watching the progress. But is it better than watching the paint dry? So are you actually saying you're painting, or are you just sitting watching the paint dry? And I'm marginally better than that. I still take that as a compliment. If I'm better than paint dry, I would still take that as a compliment. Or are we sort of like level pecking at the moment? Well, again, now I've been talking about food. I think I've got some crisps in actually. I might have a packet of crisps after the live stream. Don't normally really eat crisps, but I kind of think that's all I've got in. Because I haven't really done a big shop yet. I was going to go out and do a shop today, but that's when I thought, well, if I go out, I'm just going to buy some naughty stuff. So I think I had. Well, saying that, yeah, waffles. I think I had, well, fish fingers and waffles, but obviously not them kind of waffles. The waffles we've got in the UK are like the potato waffles, as opposed to the sweet waffles. Twisted Monkey is the Taranti shop you're talking about. The Alec Taranti in, where is it? Near Reading. Is that so? Twisted Monkey. Are you talking about Alec Taranti near Reading? I can't think what the place is called, but I'm sure it's near Reading. Because I used to go to that Taranti shop about 15 years or more ago to get bits and pieces, and I loved that shop. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back from Twisted Monkey because I want to hear if it's the same shop that I used to go to. Alec Taranti in, I can't think what it's called. It's not Reading, but it's near Reading. I say I used to go there about 15-20 years ago. I used to love that shop. It's only a small little shop, but you go in there and it's full of like silicone rubbers and resins, moulds and all kinds of fun stuff. And that was obviously before I was kind of like really into it. I can't remember what I used to go there for. I used to go there for like clay or plasticine or something. So quick, how's the thumbs up doing on the video, guys? I haven't looked for a bit. Ooh, 127. That's gone up by quite a bit. So we've got 50 people watching. So all 50 people, can you put your hand on your heart and say you've given us a thumbs up? Because I want to see it go up a bit more. Farrington. Amazed what you do with Sprues. Cheers, Lord Good or Lord God. Yeah, I think Sprues are. Well, to be honest, I think it's not just Sprues, is it? Really, it's. I think you can take any sort of material, obviously, especially one that you can melt in acetone. Any kind of material, cut it up, glue it together, and you can just change how it looks. Again, I'm going to get it back out again because I like these two things. So obviously, my little TIE fighter, made entirely of Sprues, apart from obviously the chap flying it, but everything else is Sprue. Yeah, so even this sort of round bit that he's sitting in, that's all Sprue. And then obviously not forgetting my favourite all-time thing. So those who have been here before, you're going to see it again, I'm afraid. Just in case there's anyone new here. My favourite thing ever that I've made, not just from Sprues, but I think my favourite thing on the whole of this channel is the Sprue Burger. Just because it's so random and bizarre and doesn't fit in anywhere with any kind of tabletop design. And obviously my channel is called Miniature Hobbyist. Well, this is far from miniature because obviously this is a super Sprue Burger. It's the deluxe. The one-of-a-kind burger. And it just makes me laugh. And I say, I'm the kind of guy that I like to smile, I like to be happy, So things that make me smile and happy, obviously I really love. And this does that. So this is one of the few things that actually sits out and I can see it from my desk at all times. Just because every now and then I'll glimpse up at it and it brings a smile to my face because it's so random and so bizarre. Yeah, I love it. And I say I am going to make, I mean, I've been thinking about making it for ages and my kids keep telling me I need to make it, is the, like a box of fries to go with it and a milkshake. And obviously make them out of sprues. So say this is hollow. There's obviously a video on my channel. If you haven't seen it, go check out the video. In fact, go check out all the videos. I made a, what are they called? A list, a playlist. There's a playlist of everything I've made with sprues. And obviously I've made a ton of stuff with sprues. And it kind of does show that you can make pretty much anything out of sprues. Especially obviously if you make ooey gooey sprue stuff, then yeah, I don't think there's anything you can't make apart from little miniatures. So anything really small with definition you can't obviously make, but anything big you can definitely make. But yeah, I loved it. I even loved how I painted this because I even did a bit of blending. I don't even notice a bit of blending on the top. Starts off dark brown and then it goes down to like a very, very light brown. Yeah, see, I was impressed with that. Anyway, I'll put that back because I could go on about this. I could make a whole video of me just talking about this, I think, or waffling on about this and how much I love it. Love it, love it, love it. But anyway, let's get back to a little bit of this. To say I want to get this done. I still want to make some sort of little small unit over there. Oh, I think I am done. Yeah, just need a little bit of trimming on the top. A little bit off the top, sir. Bosh. Oh, Streamlabs. What's he saying? Please share social. There you go. Do what Streamlabs says. Well, that's bizarre. I've been streaming for what? 2 hours? And this is the first time Streamlabs has popped up. Very random. Hey ho. Hey, Steve sent a link on Messenger for the world record. Go get it. Yeah, make the whole set, Susan. That's exactly right. So that's what my kids want me to do. They want me to make, yeah, say the full set. A little ketchup, yeah, a little ketchup pot. That'd be quite cool. Lord, watch the 3D printed tree casting vid. Have I ever tried ooey gooey sprue stuff to cast anything that detailed? No. Again, if you go back and look at some of my older videos, I have tried to cast things with ooey gooey sprue stuff. To be honest, I can't remember what I tried to cast because it was ages ago. But there is a video out there where I have tried to cast things with the ooey gooey. And obviously it shows the results of how things have come out. So I have made, yeah, again, I've not got anything with me. If the silicone mould is fairly simple and fairly plain, then yeah, you can put the ooey gooey stuff in it and squish it out either with your fingers or a roller. It's only when you get more intricate pieces that need you to almost basically inject the ooey gooey stuff into something. That's when it doesn't work so well. Because it's not very good at injecting. But yeah, guys, go and watch all my videos, please. Bump up all the views on all my videos. There's 56 of you. If you all watch, say, 3 videos, there's like 190 odd views. It'd be awesome. Adrian, I'm very professional and inspirational. You're off. Are you? Cheers, buddy. Yeah. Oh, you've probably finished your night shift, haven't you? Yeah, I don't know about the professional bit, but thanks for that. I'll take that comment. Yeah, cheers, buddy. Thanks for watching. And you go to bed now, I guess. You finish your night shift. Right, so I say, obviously, the idea is these kind of line up. And it's not a million miles away. It's not bad. Oh, it's even better when I put them. So let's put them there. Oh, there you go. Look. They almost... Actually, well, it does touch. Look at that. It's almost like I planned it like that. Yeah, sometimes there are happy accidents. Good old Bob Ross. Right, so yeah, so that's running all done. So again, these do line up nicely, but my cutting mat is a bit wibbly wobbly, where it's kind of heated up from the glue gun and from obviously the little candles. But yeah, these do line up better. So the last thing I wanted to make was a little framework here, just to add another bit of a level. And again, I want to build it so it goes across the two platforms. So when they are linked together, your figure can walk from one to the other. But then when they come apart, the boxes are sort of individual boxes that are finished off. Oh, pardon me. So yes, that's the last thing I want to make. So what's the time again? 8:05. Yeah, so we're trying to see if we can get this box made, because then that pretty much will be this done, apart from me putting some more tubing, pipe work on here, just because like this is meant to look like a refinery, or part of a refinery. So that's a good thing about making something modular. You could start off by just say building these few bits, and then say once a week or every other week you could build one more little part, and then you could introduce that into the set. And before you knew it, like 6 months down the road, you'd have like a full-size refinery that you could really sort of have a good old battle on. Obviously this you couldn't really have a battle on, because this is obviously a bit small to have two teams fighting over it. But it does go to show a nice start of what you could make eventually, by just keep increasing and adding bits, basically. Which is obviously the whole reason behind the modular, is you do add parts. Right, so we'll go back to normal sprues, to say that these make awesome sort of framework boxes. I'm going to have a little bit of, I don't know, we'll tidy up afterwards, because I want to have a good tidy up afterwards. Susan, you probably watched most of it. I think you probably have. I know there's quite a few people here that are sort of good regulars, and yeah, they've watched a lot of my stuff and they've been with me a long time. So yeah, I do appreciate the fact you have sort of watched a whole lot. Susan at Streamlabs, I've told my kid and friends none of them are really into what yeah, I don't think Streamlabs is going to listen, because I say they've been asleep for the last 2 hours and they're just piped up now. Very bizarre. Yeah, Steve, Bob Ross, I'm afraid you don't really have that. Oh, don't. I nearly spat my drink out. Yeah, I don't really have the hair for being Bob Ross. Oh, that's funny. Ludwig is looking for the video where the ooey gooey stuff's turned into the corrugated sheets. I think it's the video where I made the containers. It might be about 2 months ago, maybe longer. Say I lose track of time. But there's a video where I make containers. So on the thumbnail, it's a picture, a very dark picture, and it's got three containers on there. I think it's like a red, green, and yellow container. I'm sure if you look at that one, the container video, that's where I make the mould to make the corrugated iron sort of look. So yeah, have a look at that one, Ludwig, as I'm sure that is the one you're looking for. This is the Android you're looking for. Right, so I want to build a simple little box. How big is that? No, that's too big. Right, I'm just seeing what bits I've got, because my desk is a mess. I'm surprised I've been out of work in it, but it's purely because I don't really want to spend the time cleaning it, because then I'll run out of time to do the next bit in front of you guys. So we'll do the next bit, and then I'm going to finish off and have a good tidy up, because I don't have OCD, but I do like things nice and tidy. I like things in their place, and I like an organised area. And at the moment, it's all in a disarray, and it does play on my mind a little bit, because it's like a junkyard. Twisted Monkey, gotta go. Thanks for the sharing your amazing skills. Thank you for being there and allowing me to share my half decent skills. But I do appreciate the comment, and thank you so much. Also, I didn't have a look. What did the thumbs up Oh, it's 138. That's not bad. I can't grumble at that. 138 thumbs up. Einstein worked. Well, that's what they do say, don't they? They say creative minds work in a mess. Not me. I mean, I like to think I've got a creative mind. I say I used to be a graphic designer, photographer. I'm a very much a visual person. I like visual things. But I think that's the thing, that I like visual things. So when I look around and it looks a mess, to me that isn't visually nice. It's like if you ever, when I worked as a graphic designer, this is how bad I was. Graphic designer, I had my desk, everything on my desk, like pens, pencils, rulers, whatever it was, keyboard, mouse, it'd rather be at 90 degrees or 45 degrees. There was no like things just higgledy-piggledy. My desk was 45 degrees or 90 degrees, and it was just, yeah. I think people used to laugh at me in my office because obviously their desks still tidy, but things weren't at 90 or 45, and that's kind of how I had my desk, just because it made me happy seeing it that way. But I say, very bizarre. And everyone works differently anyway. So, right. So let's cut a few. Right. I think I'm going to film just me cutting these up because I've not filmed for a while. I've filmed enough bits of that. Yeah, let's just film me cutting up a few bits. Groovy Tank main 420. Ironically, a junkyard might be a setting for a hive city where they have a fresh. So maybe what I need to do is get a board. All these bits and pieces that are here, just glue the whole lot straight on. Job done. There's my build. It's a junkyard. Simples. Morgan's Swires or Swears. Thanks for the videos. Your Orc scratch builds pulled me in. Well, I think that's kind of what I've kind of known for is a lot of Orc stuff. Obviously a lot of Sprue stuff. And reasonable amount of sort of scratchy buildy kind of stuff. But the question is, will you guys still love me if I do more D&D stuff? See, that's the problem, because that's kind of where I want to, not entirely just D&D stuff, but I want to do a lot more D&D stuff. And so that's why I want to work on like big sort of terrain pieces. But no rust in sight. I'm talking like terrain pieces that are either Dungeons and Dragons, as in like dungeon sort of stuff, or big pieces that are rolling hills and more the Hobbit sort of style. So yeah, will you guys still love me for that though? Yeah, Steve's got chaos as his mind. Right, so I was going to film me just basically cutting a few of these up, just to sort of say now I'm on to building this other little sort of, basically it's kind of give me like a little box basically, but say just a platform. I'm not going to have like this stairway. I might just have like a little ladder. Obviously not that they'll be able to climb it, but just a pretend sort of ladder on it, I think. And I say, other than adding some pipes tomorrow, yeah, this will be where I will probably end it. But yeah, it's great to have seen so many people on this evening. It's awesome. So when I did my live streams, well, say a good 9 months or more ago when I used to do them, I think I was typically averaging around about 140 people. And I say for some reason YouTube doesn't like me anymore, and yeah, it doesn't sort of recommend me or let people know I'm on. So yeah, so to get sort of like 50 odd people is pretty cool. Melvin, you do you as long as you enjoy it. Cheers, buddy. Susan loved D&D. It was first. Awesome. Morgan, I'm interested in all that. Do what you will. Cool. As long as it's creative, does it matter? Awesome. Again, because I like the idea of saying I'm going to make my own flocking as well. I've got loads of sawdust. I've got some paint. I've watched some videos. So I'm going to make some flocking in the next, well, probably next week now. Because I've got this to finish this week. Got a wedding. So yes, I'm going to do the flocking next week. I say the paints are turned up from Army Painter, but they're also sending me a couple of box sets that are like terrain sort of box sets, as in they come with stuff to make terrain. There's a primer you can prime on the XPS foam, which is awesome because obviously the XPS foam, if you try and prime it with normal spray, it basically eats into it and dissolves it. But Army Painter have made a primer that you can put on XPS foam and it doesn't eat it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so the box sets will be turned up this Thursday. So next week I'm going to be using them to make some terrain for that big piece that I've made. So yes, that's going to be fun, showing you what's in the Army Painter box sets. Obviously I'm going to get all the D&D paints from Army Painter, so I'll be using them to paint all my little figures, which should be, again, awesome. So yes, it's quite, again, there's lots of videos coming up. I've already made quite a few videos. Because I like to work on about 3 or 4 projects at once, just because it's nice that when one's drying, because of the glue or the paint or whatever, I can still work on something else. Because I love making things. So obviously that's why I'm making this channel, because I love making things. So yeah. Andreas is here mostly for the Necromunda 40k all stuff. Yeah, I must have to say, because my channel kind of, it wasn't my intention for my channel to be sort of 40k or Warhammer. I kind of just fell into doing the Warhammer stuff because I like their figures, and obviously I like their figures. And then I wanted to make, basically the channel was initially just going to be like all dioramas, was my main sort of initial sort of thing. But then because I sort of fell into the Warhammer stuff and more so scratch building and then obviously sprue building, that's kind of why that's a lot what I do. And I know that's why I would say a good 70% of my subscribers are here for Warhammer sprue stuff, because I know from my algorithms and analytics that whenever I do a video with the title Warhammer, it gets more views. So I do appreciate and understand that a lot of people are here more for that, which is why I would never not do any of that stuff, because I do still enjoy doing it. I just want to sort of branch out and do more sort of D&D stuff, because I've not really done much D&D stuff, and because it's one of the few games that I want to actually play. Whereas Warhammer, I love the figures, I love the terrain, I love building stuff. I don't think I've really got an interest to play the game. I think it's more because it's because it is like a one-on-one game, and it's obviously you having your army, them having their army, and you battle it out. Whereas I prefer the idea of D&D, because then it's me taking on a role of a wizard, a warrior, a fantasy person. And for me, that's what I like about the game. It's escapism, because I'm then portraying and becoming something else, as opposed to me playing a game against one other person. So yes, that's why obviously I'm going to be playing D&D soon. And that's why I'm making a lot of figures, or printing figures, making terrain, making trees. See all those trees I made the other day. So yeah, I am doing a lot of that stuff. But say, I am always still going to be making stuff for this kind of thing as well. Just because I've still got 2 big boxes of sprues, so I need to use them up because they're kind of taking up a lot of room, because these are big boxes. And I say, and I want to finish off making the French fries and milkshake to go with my burger. Right, so how sort of big shall we have this box? I reckon that big. Because basically what I want to make is kind of like a box platform, just enough so someone can stand on that, and again, they're at different heights. Because that does seem to be what a lot of the Necromunda style gameplay is. It's all about working with different heights and obviously line of sight sort of stuff. So yeah, so from what I've seen of the game, I think there's probably more chance of me playing Necromunda than generally like the whole Warhammer. Because I think I like the idea of obviously smaller teams, rather than having like a big sort of 2,000 point army or whatever, and you've got troops over there, troops everywhere. I think I like the idea of working with like a gang and then going around and doing stuff. I think I like the idea of that. Susan, yeah, strategy has its fun as well as the role play, so you kind of like both. Yeah, no, awesome. Old Mad Max is saying no, you can have multiple opponent teams, multiple opponents team games up to you. Sorry, are you talking about Warhammer? And you can have like more than just one against one. You can have like 3 or 4, 5, whatever teams fighting against each other. Again, it's still that game where it's like playing chess, as opposed to me, like cosplaying. Me sort of taking on the whole persona of one person is what obviously I like the idea of. But that's the good thing about there being so many different games out there, and obviously tabletop games. They do sort of appeal. They'll appeal to someone. Certain games appeal to people. Certain games don't appeal to other people. And some people just like any game. Because I know people are like, yeah, whatever game you can think of, they'll play it. They just love games. Yeah. Yeah, Groovy Tank would be cool to see Necromunda battle with 3 to 5 gangs. Fight for some sort of reward. See, I like the idea of it being a gang rather than a full-on army. That just seems like, I don't know, more fun. But again, everyone likes different things. Some people like Marmite. Some don't like Marmite. I don't like Marmite. Right, so what we're doing, 20 past. Right, I may or may not get this bit done because I think I am going to finish. I think I'm going to make the box and then I'm going to call it. Just because my throat it's not quite sore, but it just feels a bit wheezy. Right, so I need 4 of these. That's what I'm doing, isn't it? Yeah. So it's a rectangular box is what I'm going to make. But I'm going to make it and then I'm going to obviously like cut it in half, so there'll be a half on either side. Just so I know they will obviously join up, link up. Yeah, so when it's together, it'll be like one long box, and when it's apart, there'll be 2 smaller boxes basically. Quite simple, but should look good. And I say, just gives it that extra bit of height for sort of like gameplay. Let's take that one, I think. Yeah, that will do. So yeah, guys, any last sort of questions before I go? So I'm only going to do about another 10 minutes, and then I am going to have a break. I don't think I'm going to live stream tomorrow. Although I don't know, because obviously I wasn't going to live stream tonight, and here I am. So I'm not sure. I mean, I might actually do a live stream tomorrow. Of me painting it. I'm not sure. I don't know. But again, if I don't do a live stream, and if you want to see how it's looking, here's my little plug. Consider becoming a patron, because patrons get work in progress pictures of what I'm sort of currently working on, and obviously they help support the channel, so I can sort of go out and buy more bits. Really. Oh, 150 thumbs up. Cheers, guys. You're lovely people. I'm going to check. Oh, that's what I was going to click on. Oh, cool. Yeah. Lovely old jubbly. Right, so this, again, nibbly knobbly bits. Don't need them. Well, we do for the ooey gooey, but we don't need them on here. Steve, I've got to go. I'll see you. Take care. Yeah, cheers, buddy. Thanks for being here again, and obviously being here in the morning. Yeah, and do what Steve says. Everyone hit the like button, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Yeah, you take care, buddy. Have an awesome one. Right. So, I need 4 of these ones, and that's what I was saying. Again, that's a problem. I start waffling. I think that's why it takes me so long to make things. Because it's not just that I waffle, but I waffle and then I lose any kind of concentration I had on what I was actually sort of doing. Let me say, it's a simple little sort of rectangular box. That's the same size? Yeah. Yeah, simple rectangular box. Then obviously cover it in the sprue panels. Nice and thin panels. Cover it in that, so it literally is just a box. And then have I was going to make a little sort of ladder going up the side with the oh man, my brain's gone dead, so that's why I need to sort of stop. The gold Gunda, man, oh, I forgot what they're called. Gundam, these sprues, and I'll probably do a little railing around one side of that as well. And I say then that's done. Other than me wanting to put a few more sort of tubes down, which I'll have to make tonight. Because these ones I made earlier or yesterday, again, say it's still soft. So that's just nuts, because this was done last night. So typically 8 hours, the sprue goo goes back to being a hard plastic, unless obviously it's like super thick, and then it'll take longer. Pardon me. So yes, I'm not too sure why that is still so soft. Rick, I found out you can melt the plastic with acetone because someone told me it was a good paint remover. Oh yeah, it's definitely a paint remover. Yeah, obviously if you've got metal figures, then Rick, yeah, it's an awesome paint remover for metal figures. Plastic figures, not so much. It does remove the paint. It also removes any sign that it was a figure, because obviously it turns into sprue goo. Oh, bless whoever told you that. Marga for pie, or pay. I probably said the P-A-I a bit wrong. You're in the middle of some work project stuff, so I haven't had time to kit bash. So I've been watching you tons and tons of kit bash videos. Awesome. Well, there you go. If you can't do it, then watch me sort of have a go at doing it. Rick, and then I found out your videos, and I've been saving my sprues ever since. Awesome. I say, yeah, honestly, I think you can almost make anything out of sprues if you think about what it is you're making, and then prepare, get everything ready. Yeah, there's not a lot you can't possibly make from sprues, apart from, say, small, intricate, detailed things. But certainly terrain and vehicles, yeah, you can make them out of sprues really well. Right, let's see. Right, last couple of minutes. Let's get this box done if I can, and then I'm going to call it. So that's about that size. So I need what, 4 of them? Yeah, I think so. This is just me talking to myself. Yeah, so guys, if you haven't done so already, if you can give this video a thumbs up, yeah, go and watch some more of my videos when this one finishes, would be awesome. I say, if you are into obviously sprue builds, there is a sprue playlist, and I think there's about 30 odd videos in there. And the things I've made from sprues range from a load of small little things to like little huts, little buildings, campfires. I've made bottles. So if you want to make a bottle out of this, like as in a small miniature bottle for the figures, I've made bottles. I've made candles, wires. I've made from this. There's a ton of like small little easy builds that you can use for terrain, as well as obviously the bigger builds like the Orc Stomper I made out of sprues, the Gorgonaut I made out of sprues, and the Orc Battle Wagon I made out of sprues. And obviously the Sprue Burger, TIE Fighter, there's a castle over there I made out of sprues. So yes, if you're interested in things I've made from sprues, go check out my playlist of sprues. Because the great thing there is if you obviously click on one of them in that playlist, then just watch them all. Again, obviously it'll help you out, it'll help me out. We're all winners. It'll help us all out. Right. Yeah. I think this will do. Let's move them out of the way. Need to film this because I haven't really filmed me making the box. Cyrillian, take it easy, have a good evening. You have a good evening too. Thank you so much for being there. Again, so I really appreciate you guys being here, watching, leaving comments, thumbs up, all that stuff. I know obviously I go on about it, but I do really appreciate it a lot. I don't think I've done a above shot for a while, so let's go up there. And I say these should glue nicely with normal glue. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely them other sprues that just don't glue well. Oh man, I think I've chopped up the one I wanted, didn't I? Isn't that always the way? The bit you cut up and keep to one side, you then cut up to make smaller bits, but you cut up the big bit you want. What a donut. Right, let's quickly cut up another one. Yeah, so I'm going to finish any second, so I might not even get this box bit done, just because I say I want to have a tidy up, have a little something to eat, and I'm going to chill for the rest of the evening, I guess. But so yeah, it's been great. There's been so many of you guys watching. That's really good to see. Converton, evening. Hope you're well. I say, unfortunately, you have kind of joined almost as I'm about to finish, I'm afraid. Yeah, I've got a reasonable amount done. Well, I kind of almost got everything I wanted to get done. What type of glue am I using? I'm using a cheap super glue from Amazon. It's about £3.25, and it's one of those 50-gram ones. And then I've got some of these. I forgot what they're called. I did mention it earlier. I got these. I don't know whether you can see that. These kind of things. So they're like glue applicators. I think it's called like a glue extension applicator. So basically, you put that on top. Obviously, cut it, and it just makes it nice and neat. So when you do the glue, it comes out in a very small, precise area. And as well as that, it also means I don't have to put the lid on, because it dries out. If I left this now for like a couple of days, it would dry out and harden. So all you normally do is just break off that top bit, and then it's good to go. But so the really good thing is obviously, as well as it sort of being more precise, because obviously it's got a nice thin nozzle, the glue doesn't dry as much, and I don't have to put the lid on. And I found out the best thing, the fact that I haven't got to put the lid on, I can just leave that as it is, and then when I need it, just use it. As opposed to obviously having to take the lid off every time. There's no real big hardship, but it's enough of a hardship. Right, why is this one doesn't seem the right length either? So I must have cut up both the other bits I needed. Or I might have put them somewhere and I just can't see them. Oh, I'm not sure. Right, let's quickly. Oh, that's not the one I want. Where's the bit I want? No, I'm losing it now. I'm going nuts. No. Right, I'm going to end it because I need to clean this up because this is it's too messy. Right, guys, really appreciate you being there. Thank you so much. Yeah, please, guys, when I do go, by all means, please go and watch some more of my videos. See the other stuff that I've made with Sprues. I say it really helps my channel out. And if you can go through and liking anything, leaving comments wherever you want, yeah, I appreciate that as well. So say this video will be out Friday. It'll be 8 PM UK time. So keep an eye out for the video because I say, for some reason or whatever reason, YouTube doesn't always send out notifications or you don't always receive them. So video for this, 8 o'clock UK time, this coming Friday. So cheers, guys. I'll quickly say the last couple of messages. Morgan Swires, have a nice day. You have a nice day. Lazarus, relaxing for the evening. Sounds good. Bit of bad timing on my part. Oh, bless. Yeah, so I think I need to go and relax now because my throat, because I've had a bit of a cold, well, my nose has been bone up for the last week or so. My throat does get a little bit sore. And it does feel like it's getting a little bit wheezy. So yeah, I need to go. Susan, cheerio everyone. As you finish the video, I go draw Inktober and watch a movie, maybe a nap. Well, that's probably one thing I'm doing. I might put a movie on and just sit and chill for a couple of hours before going to bed. Ian, oh yes, I tuned in last time as you were naming the nozzle. That's right. Love your work, by the way. Have a load of sprues saved up for you. One day I will want more sprues. But I think I went for a stage of about 3 weeks where nearly every other day a box of sprues was turning up. And it kind of got quite funny. I think the postman must have thought, what's going on? Because obviously the boxes, it sounds like something's broke inside. So every time he's delivering something, obviously, if you shake it, it sounds like it's broke. And I was getting boxes and boxes and boxes, and he must have thought, what's going on here? But hey ho. Right, so yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you can go and watch any of my other videos, that would be much appreciated. But otherwise, have a good afternoon, evening, night, and I will catch you all, well, next time. Okay, guys, that's it. Bye for now.